Welcome back. We've got the third game coming up here pretty soon. Two very exciting games with Never against Effort. This is Nick Tasteless Plot broadcasting to you from Seoul, Korea at the Averatec-Intel Classic. This map will be Othello, the third game. I have to say, we saw a very back-and-forth game just one game ago. I think it really came down to a loss-win. Well, actually, you know, let me put it like this. Effort was going to lose that game, no doubt in my mind about it, after he lost that first expansion at the bottom left and lost the majority of his unit count. But for some reason, Never did not get any vessels. So then when the Defiler check came up, Effort just casted Dark Swarms and just wiped out the majority of his opponent's army, and the result was that Terran spent most of the game desperately trying to get another expansion up and get any map control at all, and Zerg was just too far ahead. So Never is going to have to play a little bit more consistently than that, a little bit more in control, and you know, obviously predicting what are the most common Zerg pro gamer tech patterns here, and responding accordingly if he wants to come out with a win here. So we're going to see what happens in just a few. Both players are ready. They're in the game. They had their bathroom breaks, as did I. So I would say pretty soon here, this game is going to get underway. Othello's an interesting map. And you know, these maps have probably been out for about, what, 2 months now, a month now. So they're still fairly new. I'm excited to see how these guys are going to play on them. This is probably one of the maps I've casted the least on at this tournament, but it is nonetheless a very good map. I'm also curious as to how Never is going to use, or what kind of build order he's going to use in this last game. If he's going to go with the same build order he's done the last 2 times, or if he's going to go with something a bit more typical. Because I'd have to say his build order he's doing right now is pretty old school, despite the fact that he's a pretty new school player. So again, a Zerg versus Terran. If you're just now joining us, welcome. And if you've been watching since the beginning, thank you for sticking with us. By the way, the next match we're going to have is going to be Great versus Violent. I think that's going to be a tough match for Great, but it is possible for Great to come out with a win. He is a very good player. Get ready, this game's going to get going pretty soon here, and I can't wait to get it started. Effort versus Never. The third game, we once again have the players fairly close to each other. Here's Effort at the bottom right. Our Terran player, Never, at the bottom left. This is an interesting map. There is a neutral structure, which I believe cannot be destroyed, in the back of your base, which allows only small units, such as Marines, to fit, this is going to be hard to explain, to fit above your cliff. So essentially you have a high ground which can be cliffed. And when I say cliff, if you're not familiar with that term, that's when you put you know, a few units up there to shoot down the units which are mining minerals on the low ground. You can put something up there, and only small units can fit back there to take it out unless you get a drop ship or an upgrade drop with your overlords. Or get air units. Now, will that impact this game? I'm honestly not too sure, but it certainly could. Looks as though Zerg is going to be scouting pretty early. That's actually earlier than you normally see somebody scout as Zerg. A lot of times the Zerg scouts, when they are going to send out their first drone for the expanding hatchery, maybe we'll see a pull first from Zerg because of that. Now, so very soon, it looks like Effort is going to find the location of his opponent. And in fact, no, he will hatchery on 12. Excuse me. A little bit of drone harassment here. As you can see, Effort does have very good micro. Look at that drone breakdance away from that SCV. Oh, but deflected. If he wants to, he can. Oh, don't lose the drone! He's probably going to go on the extractor and do the cancel trick to get full health, or he's going to leave. You can start building an extractor and then cancel it, and if your drone is wounded, it actually comes back with full health. And looks like he's going to keep that drone out there as a spotter. Now being chased out by the Marine. Fast expansion over here. Command center any second now. Effort doing what he seems to be pretty comfortable with. 3-hatch build. And when I say 3-hatch build, I'm referring to the fact that he did not get the extractor yet. Because no matter what, you're eventually going to see the Zerg have 3 hatcheries. And look at this. He's actually going to come in here with the first Marine. Calling Effort's bluff. Effort did not make any Zerglings. Well, he has some out now, but he's already messed up the mining patterns down here. That'll hurt his opponent's economy a little bit. Just a little bit. But just a little bit could turn out to be quite a bit in StarCraft. The bunker is on the way. There is a neutral building that kind of helps to wall off part of the entrance to where your expansion is. It can also be repaired by Terran units. That's probably so that Terran can still do a very interesting fast expand build on this map and wall off that region against Protoss, though. This command center will be done soon. No, Zergling's almost deciding to go by. Looks like one's going to get in there. Maybe not. Our Terran player Never is trying to keep this SCV alive for as long as possible. Looks like he's actually decided he's going to back off now. No, he's going to go back inside. He wants to see what the layer tech is going to be. Is it going to be a Hydralisk? Like a Hydralisk den for lurkers, or is it going to be Mutalisks? So far, he's done a pretty good job of keeping that SCV alive. If the SCV does not survive, he will have to spend 2 scans checking to see what his opponent has. Looks like the drone is fat enough that it can block that ramp off. One Zergling probably will not get in here. As you can see, we have a lot of CJ fans. And I have to say, that is exactly what Effort looks like. There you go. I mean, almost like photorealism there. I mean, wow. Engineering bay coming up here. We're going to get stim pretty soon. The medics are out. Never's going to pick off that building. He probably wants to have a large group of units rallied outside of his base, so he's going to make some room. Plus, there's nothing too pragmatic about keeping the building alive out there. Actually, I should say keeping the building there, because buildings aren't really alive. And it looks like we may see another medic brain break. I don't know if he gets fire bats, he could possibly break that by burning down the links. Stim is finished. I highly doubt we're actually going to see him rush in there, though, with that small number of units. He may get this Overlord, though. He doesn't want to lose that Overlord. Whoa. That was close. You especially don't want to lose the Overlord in a critical teching moment like this. Oh my gosh. Isolated fire bat. He's clearly not strong against it. Okay, what? Fire bats were out on a stroll. They should have been back at home, or at least with the medic marine where they had cover. The Mutalisks are about to be out. We're going to see 9 Mutalisks, then probably 2 more to make 11. 1 Overlord hotkeyed in the group. A bunker in the back of his base, so never going to be prepared for some Mutalisk harassment. Well, the last game, Everett didn't start out with some very strong Mutalisk harassment. As the game progressed, the Mutalisk harassment got a lot better. Now, it looks like this building's going to get killed. Saga Collins just couldn't take it anymore. Turret placement is so critical in StarCraft, especially against Mutalisk harassment, which is essentially inevitable. Never is going to cover these turrets. Pro gamers use the hold position button to micro the Mutalisks. That way the Mutalisks don't end up flying over the medic marines, but they stop right in front of them and fire, and then you can zip back. Although you really can't pull stuff off like that on Battle.net, only on land. Should have had 2 turrets there. And unfortunately, this little area, those 4 mineral patches are going to be under heavy fire from the Mutalisks. Note the position of the 2 Hydralisks. He can morph 2 lurker eggs and block that off if he needs to. Very intentional placement. Second engineering bay. It looks like +1 attack is already done. We'll click on a marine here in a little bit. I won't the observer well. Effort really taking out a lot. Okay, +1 attack was done. Effort really taking out a lot of SCVs.
이제는 치고 나오면서 이 SCV로 그 한시 지형의 어떤 멀티 지역을 확인하는 순간 나올 거란 말입니다. 선수. 나오는데 이 나오는 병력 조심해야겠죠.
So, in reality, Never's taken a considerable amount of damage, and has really had his SCV count reduced. As you can see, Effort really okay. Now, we won't actually have the scouting SCV get in there, but I'm pretty sure that Never's going to know there's an expansion there, because there's absolutely no reason that he would put 2 lurkers in a location like that. When the vessel comes out, and I presume Irradiate might already be done, actually. But when the vessel comes out, Terran's going to push. Sometimes they wait for 2 vessels. However, I think it'd probably be wiser to push now, because the Hive is on the way, and he wants to get there before defilers come into play. Effort is going to be getting some lurkers this time. We didn't see any lurkers in the previous game. He's going to go for the vessel assassination. And again, Effort's control not always the best with his Mutalisks. Top Zerg players are so good that they will know the exact timing of when your vessel's going to come out there. Sometimes fly in there and just try to pick off all of those, or at least just one of the only science vessel that comes out, because in reality you are so far behind if you lose the first science vessel. Zerg Hive on the way. Looks like he spotted the first 2 lurkers. The lurkers are now backing off. Zerg's going to have to get ready for a surround. Now he's going to move in now. He can't afford to lose that vessel! The vessel's been picked off. It's up to scans now if he wants to spot anything. Sieging up, scanning, stimming, and now rushing in here. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure that... looks as though, yeah, I think the angle of the lurker is going to be too strong. That's what I was afraid of for the Terran. Effort really proving to be a very strong new pro gamer. He may have lost in a total screw-up in the first game, but he is back in this now. Never, however, it looks like he's broken at least somewhat of the lurker containment. Now, that group of lurkers, there's no way the Marines can engage that. Rushing in here. Tanks and vessels on the way. We don't see one of the engineering bays upgrading. You can see Never's not quite controlling his units that well. He actually did move that siege tank into the range of the lurker fire. Here he comes now! And the vessel's been taken out again! Oh my gosh. Lurker's burrowing within range of the tank. I don't believe that one tank is there. Whoa. Never just got pissed and killed all of his opponent's units. He was like, enough of this. However, the lack of vessels means that when Consume has been upgraded for the Defilers, they will have so much power. Burrowing the Lurkers, and... oh, bad Lurker, no! Almost lost another one. This is really Never's weakness, is his vessel control. He's a very good player, as is Effort. These are two high-level pro gamers, but they're just only a few things they could work on to just be the best. Another hatchery goes up. And here comes the Lurkers now. And no, not another vessel. It had to happen. Okay, here's more Lurkers leapfrogging over here. Looks like this Expo has been spotted. It will be safe with the Lurkers on the ramp. Marines are going to go check it out. Not a good idea. Actually, medics. The Marines have to back off. They're just too weak. I always think of how strong Marines could be if they just got into the medic suits. Because, you know, those medics, they have more hit points. That is what the Terror need to do. That is how they defeat the Zerg, is get your Marines in the medic suits. Okay, here comes another attack now. Oh my gosh! Nice swarm! Talk about a close call there for both players. Oh, not again. At least he got the irradiate up, but 2 Dark Swarm are going to make it impossible to push this area. I have to say though, Never, he has a lot of units all over the map. I think if he just gets all those units and hotkeys them together and starts pushing forward, I think he could actually take Effort out, despite the fact that he's losing so many vessels. Another hatchery up here. Clearly Zerg's economy isn't doing bad. Zerg needs to get another expansion. That's the burden Effort is faced with right now. And I think that's how he's going to do that. Tank manages to survive. The siege another day. Here, we have the siege tanks now out here. More Consume. It's going to be up to these 3 Lurkers to hold off this attack, and he's going to do it right now. Get ready for a Dark Swarm. Here it is. Never is really applying an incredible amount of pressure. And, oh, actually, that was a pretty crappy play. He probably should have saved that for Dark Swarm, actually. Now, Effort has to hold this off. Even though Never has been losing vessels at probably a world record rate, I think that Effort is behind in his expansions. And Never has really buckled down after that last game, showing that even though he can't keep vessels, he can certainly make them and at least get one irradiate off before he lets them die. And that's all he might need to take on his opponent. Everett's going to consume a few more Zerglings. Command Center's almost done. Oh, nice plague. That made up for the bad one earlier. SCV's being transferred to another expansion for Never. Dropships are now out, so he will probably drop you back or something. No, he's going to go for the clip, actually, because he got the tank there. Now burrowing the lurkers, cutting off the reinforcements, but here comes Never, regrouping to take out these units which are interfering in the middle of the map. I don't know what happened to that dropship. Like Amelia Earhart, the dropship has disappeared. Okay, here comes a big battle now. Nice Dark Swarm. And he's going to clearly leapfrogging forward with the Dark Swarm. The siege tanks do not deal splash damage to lurkers burrowed underground on the Dark Swarm, but they do take damage to lurkers above ground in the Dark Swarm, as siege tanks deal splash damage to everything that's above ground with Dark Swarm. Well, it looks as though he's managed to get this expansion up. Nice plague, although he didn't plague his own sword. It seems as though Never's had a tough time keeping his units together. Ultralisks are out because he does have the fourth. Here's the drop now. This is not the same dropship that had the tank in it, so we don't know what happened with that. A plague, though. I think, obviously Zerg's gonna have to hold this off because the green plague. But he's not done yet. He's gonna keep going. He's gonna have to drop next to that defiler. And I'm not sure if he's going to do that. Now rushing forward. And is he going to get the defiler? Dark Swarm deflects it. He's going to have to micro backwards, now attacking the would-be Sunken colony, backing up once again. Fortunately, oh, nice dodging the plague. Everett cannot mine from this expansion right now. If he had one fire bat in there, he could burn the defiler. Nice move by Everett, though. Dark swarming the mineral patches so that his drones can keep mining. More dropships over here. Probably going for the main. And he is going to be able to take out the majority of his tech tree. This is not good for Zerg. It looks as though he's now moving the other dropship somewhere else. Another nice irradiate. Never's vessels are starting to grow in numbers. And perhaps he did not load that dropship up with anything. Oh, barely not taking out. Okay, he's going to get the defiler mound, though. That means that defiler under that swarm is going to be very lonely for the majority of this game until he can get another defiler mound up. Yeah, there's just no way that the Marines are thrown against that. Those Ultralisks, Never probably waiting until he can mass up enough vessels. He may actually go for a very big push soon, since he did take out the defiler mound. This medic wants to go in there, but you can't do it alone, medic. Dark Swarm's coming in here now. Everett's going to try to reduce the unit count to delay the... Whoa! Nice plague! That is going to be a lot of minerals to repair that. I think that was the most baller plague I have seen in a while. Effort does or has secured his expansions. He doesn't have a lot of drones mining there. No, I don't think Effort should have set that in there. There's just not enough units. But a Dark Swarm and another vessel's taken out. And oh man, he could take out so many tanks now because the plague has done so much damage. The tank count has been reduced though. Never should have been defending that expansion. However, it is difficult for Terran to spread out their army on large maps. Now I think we're going to see another dropship. Well, a push is occurring. It's going to be up to whether or not Effort can stay alive. He's going right here. He could get the Spire. That would stop Never from losing all of those science vessels. He's losing the entire game. A few fire bats out here. Zerg buildings aren't all that flammable, however. Getting the pool, no more links. Next is a Spire.
김정호 선수가 여기서 당할 수밖에 없는 게 센터에서 나가야 되는
And those Marines and fire bats are just going to chill there. There's just nothing to get them too much farther forward. Here's the push now. Going to irradiate the lurkers underneath the Dark Swarm. Probably going to scan and try to find the Defiler. There's one. There's another. Oh man, I don't think Never can lose this now. He's just got too many units. Wow, looks like Effort is doing a pretty good job of holding this off. Effort needs another expansion though. He has to get another expansion. He just cannot afford to be back here defending, which is what he's been doing for most of this game. Upgrades are very good for both players. Another irradiate. He's got to unsiege it back up. And nice backup indeed. The tanks can take the bulk of the damage while the Marines deal it. Oh! Another incredible plague. This has been easily the most intense game of the games today in the tournament. A queen is out. How exotic. What a novelty. Word on the street is queens aren't going to suck in StarCraft 2 either, which is exciting. Plus one attack here. He's probably going to use the queen to either parasite the vessels or to possibly infest the command centers when they get to half health, since Terran's pretty spread out now. Vessel's very low on HP. But Everett's ability to use Dark Swarm is really preventing Terran from getting too close to him. This has been like a non-stop battle this entire game. And I think this is like that Starship Troopers all over again. I just can't believe how much gore we are seeing here. Irradiate's getting thrown down. He is going to get that expansion of efforts. And Dark Swarm or the Plague, he's going to have to rush either forward the Dark Swarm or get behind it. That also has dealt a lot of damage. Looks like he's going to move forward to where the units cannot get within the Dark Swarm. Irradiate. Oh, but one Mule is taking out a lot of vessels, well, at least two. And now backing up. One Ultralisk over here. Will probably take out a lot of those units. The command center's been taken out. Never is actually in awful condition now. Bear in mind, Everett did not have a lot of units mining minerals at the top right 2 expansions. So he could probably stay alive and keep his hopes for at least a little bit longer. Never has taken out the Mineral Expo. Never might need to go into a defensive mode. Never desperately trying to push the main base of his opponent, knowing if he can take out the tech tree, he can win the game. It's all going to come down to whether or not Never can break this entrance, hold off the units which are coming up here. He needs to irradiate that defiler. The defiler needs to consume something. Come here, drone. What? I did never see something eaten at such a distance. It like teleported into his mouth. Okay. Queen is just chilling over. Oh, he's going to infest the command center. Oh, I think he could infest the command center. Wouldn't that be cool? He's going to, he's got one more Dark Swarm up. He has managed to break in here. He will take out this hatchery. A little bit less Vespian gas for his opponent. And, oh, the Queen is right next to it. We could see some awesome humiliation stuff. If only he moves the Queen over there, but I believe Everett is too busy trying to actually stay alive this game and hold off this oncoming attack. Oh, the Zergling's doing a lot of damage, but now stepping out of the Dark Swarm range. Oh, he needs to get something fast. And it looks like Terran's not going to try to move forward. Taking out the critical Zerg tech structures, including the Hive. If he takes out the Hive, he will have actually reset the Zerg's tech tree. Zerg will have to get a Hive again, which will be very difficult in a position such as this. And he's going to irradiate the one Ultralisk in the base. Oh, medic wall at the entrance. Once again, nice hold by Never. Everett's going to run in here and try to take out these units. It's not going to be enough. The medics are acting as an excellent wall. And Everett is going to lose his main. I don't know how long this game's been going on, but it feels like it's been going on for a while. But after all this time, Everett finally manages to break his opponent. He could infest that with the Queen. Oh my God, he's going to do it! Oh my God! Oh, he saved it! That was close. Had he gotten the command center, Never would have had an expansion would have had no expansions with mineable resources. That was close. This is a very close game. Everett has the minerals, but does not really have the tech tree. Never has to defend this expansion. It's his only hope. Everett's now remaking his spawning pool. I would bet that Everett is not only behind on his food count, but also he's also behind in minerals and everything else, even though Never is probably not too far ahead. Some Zerglings and Ultralisk rushing over here. They'll probably turn around, though, and go for the SCVs. Here they go now. No, he's going to go for the command center. And he doesn't lift the command center. He lifts the command center. I don't think there's another Queen anywhere either. Zerglings spot the dropship moving out. Oh, another Queen! And he's going to move these Zerglings and Ultralisk down here to try to get in the way. Never. Everett's going to have to stop this attack over here. It's been infested! Oh my God! This is so awesome. This game has been so close. I still can't quite tell who's going to win. Everett has still trying to rebuild his tech tree, has hardly any units. Meanwhile, Never is just trying to get an expansion. He'll have to lift one of his command centers if he doesn't have enough minerals. Now he will irradiate the Queen. This game may have started out a little sloppy, but it is turning out to be a top-level game. Never may sit back, mass up, spending all of his units or all of his minerals and Vespian gas on tanks, vessels, medics, marines, then try to do an all-in push while he lifts his command centers and mines from another expansion. Here he goes now. Going for a drop. That's going to go to the cliff. The push over here is going to go towards the front of the expansion. Here come the vessels. They're going to irradiate these Ultralisks. 3 irradiated Ultralisks. And a Defiler. The Defiler may die before his journey completes, and yes, it will. He's now going to pick off those Ultralisks with ease. Here comes the vessel sneaking over here. I call the vessel a dropship. I am so pumped I can barely focus on this game. And another dropship. Also sneaking over here. Meanwhile, a big push. It's all up to this moment now. Never has to be effective in this window of time. Effort now taking out the cliff drop. Meanwhile, backdrop over here in Effort's main. Effort has to hang on. He can't afford to waste too many units in the drop. Losing some Zerglings. Does he have any Ultras? I don't believe he has anything. I think this could be the end of Effort. There's one Ultras, a few Zerglings. And, I don't think any of those things got in there. Okay, it's all going to be in this moment. Never's going to win this game. He's taken out too many of Effort's units. Effort was too spread out. He should have saved the Defiler. He should have saved the Ultralisks. And I expect GG in a few seconds. And, I think a bunch of medics just exploded. Oh my god! Infested Terrans. We saw at least one Infested Terran use there. GG! Wow, those were some exciting games. Never is the winner, probably relieved after what was a very close game. What a baller. I have to say, I was very impressed with those. That was easily the most exciting game I have casted today. We really did not know who was going to win until the last minute. I would definitely recommend that VOD to anyone. Up next, we've got Great versus Violet. And I'm sure that game will be just as exciting, although I will admit that game was pretty hard to top. Stay tuned for that. We're going to take a little break here. Just going over that last game, I think Never did a great job of being aggressive the entire game. It was like a non-stop battle. Unfortunately for Effort, he just didn't manage to get enough expansions up. Effort was essentially defending the entire time. And although he did do such a good job of defending that never got an expansion up, Effort, unfortunately, was systematically picked off and was too overly aggressive at the end when he needed to be, he needed to bring his A game to his defense the most. So, wow, talk about amazing games there. I hope I still have a voice by the end of today's games because they've been so action-packed. And, we only have 32 players left in this tournament. We are slowly eliminating them. In a little bit over a month, we'll know who's going to be the #1 pro gamer out of these 128 players. Should be very exciting. There's, again, another shot of Never, probably very relieved. He's now going to make it to the final 16. Talk about exciting. Thank you again to our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. We've got some more commercials, some more Korean commercials coming your way pretty soon here. I believe our casters will now be signing out and our new casters will be stepping in. There's only one tasteless, so I stay here the entire time. And, feel free to spread the word about these StarCraft games. The feedback overall has been very positive. People are very excited to see true esports at work. So, tell everyone, tell your friends, spread the word. Whether you want to watch the Korean cast or the English cast, doesn't bother me. Just make sure you watch it. And I think we're going to be signing out now. Goodbye, Grimpill. Goodbye, Juno. And now Paul will say goodbye. I think. Stay tuned. We got more stuff coming up.